Hi, you're watching Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our platforms. I am Mike Morales here in hot and muggy San Antonio, Texas, where it's already springtime. It's the middle of February, folks, when we're taping this, and I've got a tree out here that's already in bloom. Okay, that young man out there is
Rick Levy in wet and chilly San Diego, which is unusual for us.
but there's no such thing as global warming, folks. Doesn't exist. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. Um, Rick and I have a really special tequila that I was chasing this down last year. This is, check this out, La Gritona. Now, if this tequila sounds familiar to you, first of all, I want to go on record saying I love this packaging. I want to say right now, brand of promise nominee.
It's a cool ass bottle.
As a matter of fact, I was going to say we're going to put it on the cool ass category. It's like an apothecary bottle, okay? But it's like it feels like you could stick it in your back pocket, or if you had
if you had a big enough back pocket,
or if you have those if you had one of those spandex yoga pants where you could slip it down.
I live in the suburbs in Southern California where
Yeah,
you see, everybody, all the mothers bringing their kids to school wearing spandex. So.
Yeah, it's not that they go to yoga; they just wear the pants, right? Because spandex is a privilege. Anyway, La Gritona, we ran into these folks last year at Mammoth Margarita Festival. We were dying to get their tequila. It was like we were screaming to get it. The reason for it is that last year we had tasted TC Craft and La Viquera, both from the same distillery, both from, if this is familiar to you guys, both from Meli Barajas, one of the far-reaching female master distillers who was making a big splash. Last year, she won Distiller of the Year from Tequila Aficionado. I have had a chance to speak to her very briefly over the phone early last spring. She's a hoot.
And I've had the Sino line out of that distillery as well. It's
but I have
very well put together.
I know. We begged for samples. Rick was able to get samples. I have yet to get them, and we've been sitting on those for almost 2 years now. But anyway, we wanted to get La Gritona in for 2018. But what happened was we had to have our cutoff for the 2018 season much earlier because we were going to go on the road in August. So La Gritona didn't make it under the wire, but this is only a Reposado too, Rick. It's 100% hecho en Valle de Guadalupe, Jalisco, 40% by volume, 80 proof. It's a 750. Everything you need to know is on there, and it's called La Gritona. The folks who own the brand, they're kind of a hoot. They're really interesting guys. You can follow them on Instagram. They promoted Meli Barajas, the female master distiller, a lot, as well as La Gritona, and
that's NOM 1533 Vinos y Licores.
Yeah, Vinos y Licores Azteca. Anyway, we finally got it. We're hoping to get a few more brands that are made at that distillery for this year. We're working on it, okay, folks? The distillery was really jazzed that they won what they did from us at Tequila Aficionado, and are hoping to send us more samples. And until Rick and I can either get another sample of Sino tequila sent to me, we'll have to wait on a review for that until you and I are in the same space, in the same airspace, and maybe do an actual we're in the same room kind of tasting. But tonight we got La Gritona, which La Gritona, which is kind of the screamer, the female screamer, the woman screamer. I'm going to be using my Stasso Jarrito for mezcal because I like to flip it around every once in a while.
I have a Stasso Jarrito Tequila prototype.
Yeah, I've got several of the prototypes, and so does Rick. And so when we do a lot of these all at once, we run out of glassware.
Go
So
through the glasses.
uh, from now on, I guess we're using the stems only if it's absolutely necessary.
Stems. What's a stem?
Stem? Stem? Did you break all of yours yet?
God, I haven't used a Riedel in I don't know how long.
Yeah, it's been probably a year, maybe longer. Wow, this is a big reposado. Now,
Ah,
what do we know about this? How long is it being aged, and what kind of barrels?
I don't
have
know anything.
yeah,
I
I don't.
got nothing.
There's no information. They're very active on Instagram, and I think some parts of Facebook, but they're primarily just Instagram guys, and they have been written up last year as well as being one of those brands that has been coming out of Meli Barajas' distillery. It's a female-owned distillery, female-driven. 80% of the people that work for her are women of the area, and they do a lot of the heavy lifting. You can see pictures of them throughout Facebook. Look at the legs and tears on this thing, man.
Look at it hang.
Wow. This is a very now the bottle is green, all right. So you really don't know what to expect until you pour it in something clear like the Jarrito. And wow, there's some body on this reposado. It's a rather light reposado, almost like a straw color.
Yeah.
What do you think? 3 to 8 months, maybe? I don't think it's even more than 6.
I don't know.
But what
There's
do
so
I
many,
know?
there's so many different variables on the barrel, you know. There's how depleted it is, there's the level of char or toast, there's how long it rests in there. I haven't figured all that out yet.
Yeah, me neither. It's a whole other thing. I like what I'm smelling though. I like
Yeah,
I'm getting equal parts barrel and agave.
right.
And I'm not sure why they went just with a reposado, other than the fact that reposados are making a resurgence, a comeback. It's been a couple of years. Rick and I have been
Maybe
going.
maybe it'll be the new machote where
Oh,
they wanted the reposado, so that's all they
yeah.
make.
So we gave it to them. Maybe so. Maybe you don't need to. There's only so much you can do with a blanco, especially when it comes out of the same distillery from the same maker's hand. Um, and it takes a lot more work, I think, to make blancos different than other blancos that are coming out of the same distillery. So it's probably just easier to make a whole different tequila with a barrel, or with an aging process or with a blend. I'm really digging the smell. This
Yeah.
this nose is really good. It's different.
How would you characterize it?
There's agave in there, which we've had. I know that I've smelled and had before from the 2 previous brands that we did last year from this distillery.
Are you getting maybe a little bit of banana or something?
Yeah, I was gonna say there's either banana or like pineapple. There's another fruit in there somewhere.
Right. Curious.
Well, if we're getting banana or I was going to say like apple maybe or pineapple, but if it's apple, I'm getting that from the barrel because I've had that before where I got pear from a
From a barrel.
from yeah this was an old school Chinaco. Somebody gave me a bottle of Chinaco and it was the Repo, I think. I think it was the Reposado, and I could swear I got
And
pear.
in terms of apple, are you thinking like baked apple?
Yeah, like a
How
baked.
Well, yeah, I can kind
Not
of
a fresh apple.
pick that up now. Yeah, fresh apple. I end up relating to a lot of Highlands agaves.
Right,
You know,
right.
because there's a lot of starch content in there.
There's a lot going on in this
There
reposado.
really is. You know, you've got some barrel spice, and then you've got some, you know, some possible fruitiness, whether it be baked apple or banana, and then you've got the agave itself.
I think it's time to dive in, man, because
All right.
there's a lot of body in there for sure. There's a lot of
Val de
legs.
Guadalupe. So this is kind of like in between the lowlands and the highlands, right?
Yeah.
I think is that area like what between like 5,200 and 6,000 feet, something like that.
Wow. This is an aggressive. There's some heat.
It's got some bite to it.
It's got some bite to it. There's a pepper to it. I got some herbaceousness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not exactly sure what that was, if it was mint and whether it came from the barrel or not. But
I'm getting some warm notes, whether it be barrel or baked agave.
it kind of exploded at mid palate, though.
Spiciness.
That was an aggressive. You know, they grabbed me by the shirt collar, and I don't have a collar.
Would you say it has a bit of machismo? It's not. I wouldn't say it's fuerte.
No, but it makes you want to scream. Hence the name La Gritona.
La Gritona.
Wow, man, there's some punch in this thing.
That's fun.
It's fun. You know what I would mix it? You know what I would pair this with? A great sangrita.
Oh yes.
Can this do well with a sangrita?
Yes.
This is a I gotta tell you, okay, it's a little bit more aggressive than maybe
and
what.
It's not that you need the sangrita, but
No.
a sangrita would be a wonderful accent.
Yeah, I think so because there's an aggressive spiciness that we're getting. I'm not sure if it's a cinnamon hot, if it's a black pepper or white pepper. I probably lean more toward black, but it explodes at mid palate, and then after the finish, it lingers like a great salsa, like if you used a habanero or, you know, it's got it's picoso as we say in Spanish, but then it just it disappears with the finish. Wow, this is really different. This is not like the other two reposados that I've had from Vinos y Licores. This is a whole different animal, a whole different one. La Viquera is much more rounded, much more smooth, and much more elegant. TC Craft is much more. Let's see, they're out of Nashville, so it's Tennessee whiskey, so it's more whiskey forward. Both their rep and their añejos, so it's made for that region.
And like you were saying, once you start involving barrel work, it's a lot easier to differentiate the brand.
Yeah,
I like what they've done.
I do too. This is a complete turnaround. It's like a 180 from the other two that are already on the market. If we were to be honest, these are the three brands that were on the market at the same time, kind of like Felipe Camarena when he has Pasote, Terralta, and G4 all at the same time with different importers, but they're all on the market at the same time. With Meli Barajas, she has this one at the same time as the other two, although TC Craft tends to be more regional for the South. Viquera, the importers and the brand owners are in Southern California, so they're going to be going more globally. I don't know where these guys are located, and I wish they had sent us information because they're really kind of fun to watch.
Imported by T. Edward Wines in New York.
Okay, so that being said, this is a whole other animal, and
it's got some great spiciness lingering on the palate. I'm really enjoying this finish. It's hanging with me.
Yeah, it's really different. It's very enjoyable. It's one that if you were a shooter, you could shoot this, but in our cases, what we would, it's a great sipper, but it would be great in cocktails. That's for sure. And with cocktails that are heavy on the ingredients, it's a rather lightly. It looks like a lightly aged reposado, and we're not sure how long and in what barrels they're using.
You know what I could do with this? Something I've been enjoying lately in terms of mixed drinks is I've been enjoying Latin Manhattans.
Mm.
And that's typically, you would typically use an añejo for that.
Yeah, I was going to
But
say.
when I'm doing that, it's a real treat when I can use an añejo from a Matitan that has some spiciness to it. That gives it some great character. I think this could do the same thing.
Well, you'll have to let us know. You'll have to do a special edition of "This is how my drinks work." I There's a lot of structure, a lot of body. There's the legs and tears. It's acting like an añejo,
Right.
but it really there's an explosion. I think it's an aggressive reposado and not in a bad way. It's just be aware that if you're looking for it to the barrel to smooth out the edges, this isn't doing it.
This is not a mellowed Blanco.
No, no, it's not. It will make you scream.
So the pricing I'm finding on this is between $30 to $35 for the 750. So would that qualify this in the value category?
I could put it there. I don't think that there are some Blancos that start at 35.
Right. This would seem like it's a lot of character for that price point.
Yeah. It's let's put it this way too. It's not, if you're looking for a more refined reposado or even closer to an añejo, this isn't it. This is certainly, for that price point, that's a value, because I think what they were looking for too, Rick, is they were looking for versatility. They were looking for something, if there are people who are still shooting, great, a great sipper, like in our case, or something that wouldn't be lost in a cocktail that was heavy on the ingredients. If you were going to use this with an avocado margarita, or don't laugh, it's a thing. The flavors wouldn't get lost, and this is, for me, what I would pair it with would be the sangrita. I think a healthy sangrita, and a fiesta to go to, or
some
Texas,
lively music and
a Texas barbecue.
yeah, lively music, spicy food.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And then look at the bottle,
Good
man.
times.
This is a good time tequila, and it's called La Gritona, which is the screamer.
You can knock this over and it's not going to break.
Yeah. No, as a matter of fact, you can hit somebody over the head with it because it's a substantial bottle. This is like an apothecary bottle, but it's substantial, and looks like remember the old bottles of 7-Up?
Yeah.
That's what this looks like. It looks like they got bubbles in it. They got it's and it's curved.
It's contoured like a hip flask or something.
Yeah, like I said, if you put it down, wear it with your yoga pants, you'll be you'll be fine. What does that say on your yoga pants? La Gritona. You can read the whole label looking through the spandex. Oh man. Anyway, Brand of Promise nominee in 3 categories. This Reposado, look at it. First of all, in the Reposado category. Secondly, in the packaging category. And thirdly, in the
Value Reposado.
In the Value Reposado category. That's a
triple threat. It's a triple threat.
It's a triple threat. Again, from Vinos y Licores. Vinos y Licores. What is it? Azteca. Eli Barajas has done it again.
1533. Keep up the great work. We love what you're doing.
please send us more if the distillery is watching us, or the brand owners and importers, if they're seeing this. Congratulations, you guys, nominees. If you have direct contact with Melly, like I say, I've had third party contact, but I did speak to her on the phone. She's a hoot, by the way. She's really fun to talk to.
Do you know if there have been earlier versions of this in different packaging or from different distilleries? Did this originate at 1533? Has it always been there?
It seems to have. I've never heard the name before, and I've been around tequilas for a long time. It's not a, La Gritona. It's almost like Tears of Llorona. It's named. It's named as a female, which is, and yet the flavor profile is pretty macho, isn't it? Like you said,
let's not be sexist.
But she's making a statement too. Again, right. The Reposado category, again, Rick, is making a statement. It's been making a resurgence for the last couple of years.
It has machismo.
I don't know if that's a word. Anyway, it makes you want to burn your bra or something. I don't know. But whatever you do, don't stick it down your yoga pants because people will read it. Great. I can't say enough.
So I was asking that about an earlier version because I've seen tasting notes on this before where people have said that they found like plastic notes in either the aroma or the flavor. And I'm not finding any of that in this version that we have. No. So I just want to say, if maybe you've had this somewhere before, maybe it was at a bar or somewhere else where you've tasted it, definitely give it another try because I'm not finding any of that in this.
No, there is nothing that is off-putting or offensive. It is aggressive. If you're looking for a much more refined tequila in a Reposado category, this isn't it. But this is a versatile tequila. And there's a lot going on, and like I say, it's female-owned, female-driven, and named La Gritona. So don't forget that, folks. That's our take on La Gritona Tequila on Tequila Aficionado Media. I'm Mike Morales here in San Antonio. That gentleman there is
Rick Levy in San Diego.
And you've been watching us and listening to us on Spotify. You've been sipping off the cuff. If you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that red button. And every time you punch that red button and you subscribe, Rick's hair gets taller and taller. And mine gets like less and less. And whatever you do, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely.